Hey everybody, happy Tuesday.
Hi.
It's Paul and Laura here. It's almost the end of the year. We trust you've all had a good Christmas.
Yes.
And soon it'll be 2023. So, we always hear about New Year's resolutions, things coming up for the next year. And we did this interesting thing on, I think you got it on an email.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, what's your word for the year? And you
Yeah.
enter, if I was going to pray something, what would this be? And ask you some questions. And it gives you a random word. So this is your word for the year. My word was freedom. Yours was
Confidence.
confidence. So, this is not scientific. It's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to maybe give to God.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as the older we get, we still tend to want to hold on to our own strength.
Yes.
Even those of us who are walking in the Lord, there's something that you're like, I'm going to get this one day. I'm going to really work at this thing. My my spiritual New Year's resolution. And we're just reading here in Matthew chapter 19 how Jesus was telling the disciples that it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And they're saying, well, who can be saved?
Yeah.
And Jesus was making the point that you can't do it by your own strength. With men, it's impossible, but with God, all things are possible. So when we think about this coming new year, and these,
2023.
working on these words, confidence, freedom,
Yeah.
it's not about how can we achieve it, how can we get it,
Yeah.
but how can we give it to God? How can I give God that thing that maybe I was holding on to last year or most of my life that I really want to overcome? And it's not about us overcoming it's about us giving it more and fully to God.
Yeah.
And then He will be the one who helps us overcome these things, allowing us to just continue to lean on Him as our strength.
Yeah.
He's the one who's going to get that spiritual New Year's resolution kick-started for you. He just wants you to give it to Him, right?
Oh, honey, it's so true. And I think of how that verse says, with men, these things are impossible, but with God, all things are possible. And me, I struggle with doing things independently, my own strength. So even that word confidence, and that was from the Dayspring cards to a New Year's word of the year. I was thinking it was more in tune with that my confidence is in God alone. Not confidence in myself, not confidence that I can do it in my own strength, but that with men or with me, that's impossible. But with God, all things are possible as I just allow Him to my one and only confidence. So same with that, any verse, any word, something that God's put on your heart to just, like Paul said, lean into that and ask God to show you the way, because it will be possible with Him.
Yeah, this time next year you can say, look what I overcame because God did that. Look what God did in my life because I just completely surrendered it to Him. We don't want to keep going year after year after year, still having that thorn in the side that's there because we're refusing to let God do the mighty work.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Let this year be a little different than last year.
Yeah.
And just whatever you struggled with in the past, just give it to God this year. With God, nothing is impossible. But with man, with you and me, it is going to be impossible.
Yeah.
So let's just keep giving those things to God and make 2023 a more prosperous year in our spiritual growth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I love it.
Okay. Well, we hope you guys have a very happy new year and a good work week. If you're at work this week, if you're off, I'm jealous. I have to work. So we'll see you next year, I guess.
Yeah. See you next year.
And have a great Tuesday. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.